And I got a few things I got to get done. And I had to send over the last of my paperwork to get this ball started, to get this little thing started. All right, first things first. My name is Kenneth Byrd. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. And last time I was on here, I think I previously when I was on here, I was explaining about a fellow who went in and basically took some copyrighted material, went to a Home Depot and tried to get the item made, thinking that because the item was discontinued, this gave him the right to go in and slander our label and do whatever he wanted to do, not realizing that that label had paperwork attached to it. So the last of the paperwork was filed today. So this is a message to you. Whatever address you're using for your shipping address, I would suggest you contact them and retrieve those documents that are going to be sent to you in a couple of days, because it's very important that you intercept those documents. Now, you can take it as a joke, however way you want to take it, it's up to you. But I would strongly suggest you, because I know the fact that you try to be slick and change your address up so nobody can have your real address. But as I said before, that we can easily go in and hire a private investigator and they can track down your whereabouts with no problem. You can go through your job, YouTube channel, Facebook channel, whatever you got, we can track you down, not a problem. And serve you if it has to be done that way. But I would strongly, and I mean take this very seriously, it will go to the address which came on that package of paint when we did the unboxing. That's where that letter is going to go to. I would strongly suggest you retrieve that letter, because if you don't, there are going to be some serious and heady consequences behind it if you don't. So I would suggest you get it, because if you don't and you continue on, then I will have somebody hire the investigator and we'll track you, and then we'll have you served. So like I said, I don't appreciate how you handled your business with my company. I don't appreciate you tampering with our copyrighted logo. I don't appreciate you taking my product into Home Depot and Lowe's and trying to make my product when you had no permission from us whatsoever to do so. Now, after looking at the, sorry about that. After seeing what this fellow's been doing, mind you, he went in and made a fake Instagram account of my company, posing as me. And I had a customer send us a message, which we screenshot it. We screenshot all the evidence, screenshot it, warning us about this page. Hey, there's a page there. Somebody's posing as you. We know this is not you. And that's how we found out about the Instagram account that you set up. So all that's been screenshotted and sent over to the attorney. So now there's identity theft, because you're posing as me, you're posing as my company. Now on that part right there, I'm going to probably see if we can take that to court or for something else, because I can't have you going around doing that nonsense. That's uncalled for. And like I said, if anybody else feels that I'm in the wrong for doing this, then there's something wrong with you, because like I said, no one has the right to tamper with your copyright. No one has the right to basically do things on the level that he has done. Now that mixing black paint together, doing stuff like that, that would stuff we know you're known for falsifying demonstrations. We know that. We've proven that many, many times. Some of the other dirty stuff you have done, we know that already. We know you're known for doing that kind of stuff. But when you basically start posting people's addresses, and and especially in the middle of COVID, doing stuff like that, when you start basically taking people's products into Home Depot and Lowe's and trying to get them manufactured and made and stuff like that, you cross the line right there. And that's why we decided to go forth and basically get this matter taken care of. Now, as I said before already, crystal clear, because I want you to hear this. The container paint that was sent to us in that package that has that address attached to it that you've been using, that's where that letter's hidden to. And I'm pretty sure they know you. So I would suggest you retrieve that letter. If you ignore it, then we'll hire an investigator and we'll track you down. And then we'll serve you, and then you go to court. That letter is going to keep you from going to court and getting your butt sued off. It's a warning in that letter from our attorneys. So I suggest you get that letter and read through it. Because if you pop up on YouTube and you start carrying on again, then you're going to have problems. You're going to have some very, very, very serious problems. Things are going to get really bad for you. And I mean really, really bad for you. And I'm going to go, keep in mind, you don't heed that letter, I'm going to push for that 10 years. Whatever the lawyer can give me to get jail time for you, I'm going to push for it. $250,000 lawsuits, massive liens against you, I'm going to push for it. Everything. No mercy. So I would suggest you contact the people, whoever you're using address for, and get your hands on that letter, read through it, and respond back to the attorneys. And then if you have to, get yourself an attorney, so they can explain to you what's going on in that letter and why you need to take it extremely seriously. So this is what I'm giving you a heads up. You ignore this thing and it's going to come back and bite you in a way, man, you're going to wish you never saw my face. So I'm giving you a chance. You better get that letter. It'll be there soon. Don't worry about it. It'll be there very soon. And you're going to be very surprised where it's coming from. Very surprised. I'm not going to tell you that part, but you're going to be very surprised where those attorneys are located at. So I'm just giving you a heads up. Retrieve that letter at all costs. Because keep in mind, I'm going to explain something to you real quick. I got hit with a letter like that from Black Diamond. Off topic, not talking to him. Screen Innovation hit me one of those letters. Because I did a side-by-side demonstration. I beat their screen back in 2015. They sent me an email. I put the document at the bottom. You can read the whole thing that they sent me, whole letter they sent me. And in that document, basically, they stated to them that they liked our product, had potential. But as I said before, we requested an NDA before we go down to Dallas, Texas and sign any papers. Before you even look at my product, I want an NDA. And some words got exchanged, turned into a bit of a heated argument, and they put a district attorney on us. And when the attorney had sent me that letter, it didn't come to my address. It came to the shoe store that I hang at. That's where it came from, the shoe store. So a buddy of mine contacted me and said, hey, look, you got a letter here from Screen Innovation. It's certified. It's from an attorney. You may want to come pick this up. Went down and picked it up and read through it. Good thing I did, because like I said, the dirty stuff that they were doing, if I didn't pick up that letter and I continued on, and all I was doing side-by-side demonstrations, but like I said to them, they felt that I was doing something wrong. It's a side-by-side. Wasn't calling them scammers. I wasn't saying their stuff was garbage. I wasn't saying their stuff was trash. As a matter of fact, I said multiple times, if it wasn't for Screen Innovation, I wouldn't be in black technology, because when I saw that sample sheet, that's what opened my eyes to see that this is the path I need to go. So they're responsible for me actually working on black technology. So I didn't do anything disrespectful against them. They just did not like the fact that my screen was able to take out their screen. And that bothered them. And it bothered them that I was doing these demonstrations, and they felt it was going to hurt their money. So they sicked the attorney on me. And in that letter, and I'll post at the bottom so you could read through it, basically stated that we had to remove all video demonstrations, pictures, whatever. We had a certain timeline to remove all that stuff. And if they didn't, they were going to take us into court. Now, could they have sued us and won? Probably not. Probably not. I think it was more of a it was more of a bully letter. When you know, when I think about it now, but when I was younger, like I said, I'm 53. I've been in this business for a long time. When I was younger, it terrified the daylights out of me because I'm thinking like, shoot, man, that's crazy. But now that I've been in the business for a long time, I know my rights. I know they hadn't been sending me that letter to begin with. It was a bully letter. But this is not a bully letter, my friend. This is a real thing because you recorded yourself going into a hardware store with our product. That is violation of our copyright, flashing our logo. And then the Instagram account, again, posting our logo on the Instagram account, posing it as me. We have all those conversations with you talking nasty to customers, telling them that you're you. And I had a customer contact me. They actually sent that to the attorney. The customer contacted saying, hey, look, there's an account here that somebody's posing as you. You may want to go look at it. So what you did was completely different. Identity theft, copyright. See, you want the whole 9 yards. You want all out. So, like I said, it's different. But as I said before, if I had ignored this thing, hey, guys might have dragged me into court. And at that particular time, I didn't have the money to basically pay for an attorney, or not on that level, and go in and handle that business. There's no way in the world. I wouldn't have been able to defend myself. Didn't have that kind of power yet. But your situation, man, yeah, your situation is bad. So as I said before, you can take it as a joke. You can clown to your YouTube followers, whatever you want to do. Like I said, I'm telling you right now, when that letter comes into the address that you're using now as your shipping address, I would suggest you check in with them for that letter. And when the letter does get there, I suggest you read through the letter. If you don't understand it, you can hire an attorney to read through it. And I'm pretty sure they're going to put information there for you to contact the attorneys, so you know exactly what's going to happen and what can happen if you don't follow by certain guidelines. So I spoke my piece right there. I got to go. It's good because, like I said, this individual always thinks he has one step of everybody else. And like I said, just because you change your information doesn't really mean anything. Like I said, they'll hire an investigator right down there in California. They'll track down your whereabouts, go to your job, wherever you got to go to, family members, whatever. They'll track you down. They'll have your address by the end of the day, probably about a couple of days. You have your address, and then they'll serve you. And then you'll go to court. You'll be expedited up here to Philadelphia. Get a nice little trip out of it. All right. So I would suggest you, like I said, get that letter, read through it. And if you have to contact an attorney, get an attorney. All right, people. I got to get back to work. It's business as usual. As I said before, I'm really getting tired of people basically slandering my work and my products and stuff like that. And, if you want to do side-by-side demonstrations and tests, hey, so be it. I do it all the time. But when you get to the point where you're running campaigns where you're calling us scammers and you're doing fake accounts against us, you're posting people's addresses, you're going in and you're sending us racial slurs, and we got the text messages on racial slurs and death threats and stuff you sent it. All that was sent in because, like I said, that's where criminal charges may be coming in. You're going too far with it. That's when you go too far with it, and then that's when attorneys have to get involved. So unfortunately, Mr. Fernando has got himself in a situation where he is he's looking to lose everything and pretty much probably get jail time out of it for doing something really, really, really stupid when he thought he was doing something. He was being slick. And like I said, the changing of the address and all that stuff, like I said, I'm pretty sure when those letters get there, the person who has to contact you is pretty much going to reach out to you. And if you ignore it, then like I said, the next stage we go is we take you to court and we take everything from you. So you got an option. All right, people. Thank you all. I got to go. I got to get back to work. As I said before, this is business. This is how it is. And if anybody feels that I'm wrong by doing this, well, guess what? I don't care. Because the bottom line is I'm going to protect my company at all costs. That's why I have attorneys. That's what you're supposed to have them for, to protect you at all costs when people do dumb stuff like this. And this is why you apply for copyrights and patents and trademarks and all that other good stuff that you apply for to protect yourself from people who do dumb stuff like this. Okay. That being said, I got to work on and read through a few contract negotiations for some new projects that are coming up for this summer and some other things. And that's basically about it. Mr. Fernando. like again, I strongly suggest when those letters come in, get them, read them. If you don't understand them, get an attorney. All right, gotta go. God bless.